So here I hope to show a super easy way to make a digitally editable sheet or form or PDF that you can push out to your students through Altitude. In this particular instance, I'm trying to teach my students to write a solid CER statement. And I had a template that I found online, but I didn't really like it, so I wanted to customize it and give them another shot at really getting this right. So I've got my simple card set up and I'm ready to do this work. I'm going to switch over to my docs, and this is where I've made the template worksheet. I'll save that and give it a name here. Now there are other ways to make things editable, but to me this is just a super easy one. So I'm going to do Command minus and shrink this down to where I can see the whole thing in one page. Now that I have it to a size where I can see the whole thing, I'm going to take a screenshot by just going Command Shift 4, and I want to pick exactly this. So the idea is now that I have this screenshot, I can go over here to Slides. I'm going to make my page regular size again. And I've already created these two slides to be the same page as my sheet. If you don't know how to do that, it's down here in Page Setup. And I changed this to custom so that I could make it the same as the paper. So the next step is just to apply that screenshot as a background on this page. So I'm going to choose Image. So I've selected that screenshot as my background image, and I could probably go in and clean up those edges a little bit, but now I have it like I want. I just noticed a mistake. I did leave the cursor right here. I think I'm going to leave that for now. So now I have this background applied, and it's just not editable by students, so they can't mess it up. Sure, I could just issue them this page and they could work on it. But this just adds a little bit of security that they're not going to do anything to mess up this template, and they can also use it over and over. So now I just need to make the parts editable that I want them to work in. So I'm just going to click text box here and just create a text box. And I'm going to do that for each of the editable spots here on this form. So once I get all three of these text boxes drawn the way I want them, then I'm going to give the students some direction. I'm just going to click on this first box, and I'm going to double click so I can type in it. Let's fix that. Just finished typing in. So now all of these boxes are going to be editable to the students. You can see I have two slides here. A lot of times I just use that second slide for any further directions or anything like that that I want. So you can see I've named this CER statement template. I'm going to name it template 2 because I have another one that I mentioned I don't like as well. And this is going to be the one I hope to use going forward. So now that I've got this the way I want it, I'm noticing that some of my text boxes got stretched out a little and they're not as crystal clear as they could be. I might consider doing a screenshot of each of these boxes and adding them that way. That would work also. But I'm going to go back up here to Altitude now. And I've got my directions of what I want them to do. This is a very simple card. But now I'm going to click File from Drive because this will give each of them their own copy when they get it. So I'm going to sign in. And there's a trick that you need to do if you're planning to stream this or ever share it with parents. So I forgot to do something important. If you're ever planning to stream this in Altitude, parents won't be able to open it unless you change your share settings. So you've actually got to change it to to anyone with the link can view. So once you do that, just click done. And now if you use it in altitude and you decide to stream it later, the Guardians who open it can actually see what it is. So I'm going to select that. Takes a minute to upload. So now when each student gets this card and they open this template, they'll have their own copy of the template to use with the text boxes. This also works great for PDFs or anything you find online that you want to use with your students where they can fill in the blanks. Hopefully this is helpful.